happy January 23rd. 2025 is almost 1/12 of the way over. Who's 1/12 of the way to their goals?
I am.
Good. I'm glad you got it. All right. Our breakfast sponsor called, and I guess they're running a little late because of traffic. Is there any traffic out there?
Bad.
Is it bad?
No, it's bad.
It is awful.
Oh.
I don't know where they're coming from, but they're coming from Henderson, it sucks.
So, they'll be here shortly, and I'll give you guys a little break to grab breakfast when he gets here. But with that being said, I gotta take my morning jog.
Don't start sweating.
Okay.
Can't start the meeting without the gong, can we? Now you know why I was carrying this around. All right, for our on-time drawing, even though a couple of you were a little late, what do we have here? We have notepads. Mouse pad. Folders, black, gold, and white. And spinner. And a t-shirt. What was that?
Is it what, a t-shirt?
All right.
Say money, say money.
What number you guys want? All right, it's number
13.
number 9. Ruby.
How did you do that?
I just said it. You manifested that. Oh, wow, that was fast.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yay.
All right.
I think that's in brig.
What?
Number brig. Just brig.
So that you don't win.
Yes.
No, you've won before.
I have.
So shut up. All right, check in, take photos, check in on Facebook. He's not here yet. Our wrap-up classes. So tomorrow is Module 6, holding successful open houses. I don't know who's teaching it.
What do you mean?
Well, it says I'm teaching it, but I have to be at LVR for an ethics hearing. Not my ethics. NHS. So I don't know who's teaching. Someone will be teaching it tomorrow, 9 to 11. Then next Wednesday, the residential listing agreement. David will be teaching that. Also
Okay,
9
I
to
will do
11.
that.
Not you.
Why not?
You could. You want to teach?
Yeah.
All right. We'll get you. Next Friday is Module 8, finding motivated sellers and preparing to win the listing. And then winning the listing and negotiating the sale. These are all on Zoom, and they're all on Fridays and Wednesdays, 9 to 11. All right, food truck. Every Thursday there's a food truck out that way. Am I pointing in the right direction?
I think so.
Yeah. Way out there. It is walking distance. It is, today it's pizza stoned. I don't know if that means you have to be, never mind. Maybe because it's cooked on a stone, right? Anyway, it's I think I've had it before. Have we had it?
Yeah, I think.
Stephanie, have we had that before?
What?
The pizza, their pizza?
We had somebody's pizza, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it's them.
It might be them.
Had my pizza.
I've had your pizza, but
Yes.
I mean, we've had the food truck pizza too,
Yeah.
and I just can't remember.
So anyway, they're out there from, I don't know, 11 to 1:30. All right, next week, next Tuesday on the 28th is, we do it quarterly, right here in this room, a blood drive. There's a real need right now, especially with what's going on in California and all over really. So if you can donate, there's a stand-up that has the QR code, just scan it and sign up. I normally do, but I'm on blood thinners right now, so I'm not able to. Maybe I'll stop taking them to, I don't know. All right. You guys asked for it. You guys are always asking, why don't we do CE classes? Can we do CE classes? Well, next Thursday, right here,
Not next Thursday, February 6th.
February 6th, just like it says here, which is what, 2 Thursdays?
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today is a CE class, and you need to register. It's, what was that?
3 days before Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's all about Super Bowl. So, it's, Mike Colvert has come in, a time or two and done classes for us, but he's never done a full-on CE class for us. And he's really, really super knowledgeable regarding the solar industry. And he's very helpful. I know he's helped, some of you out from time to time. Just, he's good at just, answering questions, regarding what's going on with solar. So, February 6th from, what's the time?
9:30 a.m.
9:30 to 12:30.
So no sales meeting?
It's in place of sales meeting, so yes. So, and it is 3 CE credits. I'm guessing it's general. I'm sure it is. All right, let's talk stats. Here's the latest. So active listings, 7372. Let's compare that to 2 weeks ago. It's gone up from 7,000 to 7,300.
It'll be 73, 73.
What's that?
It'll be 73, 73.
Dave's getting ready to take another listing, so it's gonna go up by 1. And he's competing against 2 other agents too, so you better come back with that listing.
I will, I will.
Of that, 67 are single families, up from 5,000 2 weeks ago. Under contracts and sold, so right now it's almost 2,500 under contract and 1,706 sold. And you can see that the number sold has gone down from 1887 to 1706. Hence, 2 weeks ago, months inventory was 3.7 months. When is the last time we've seen over 4 months of inventory on the market? It's been a while. What does that mean?
It's a buyer's market.
It's kind of a buyer market.
It's kind of moving that direction. We're not completely a buyer's market yet. It's more of a stable, what they call a stable market, moving toward buyer's market. Once we get above 5 and 6, then it's a real buyer's market. So just know that's where we are now. Doesn't mean in 2 weeks it's going to change more to buyer's market. Could come back down. It's all dependent on what happens with rates. And in springtime, business goes up as well. So that's where we're at currently. It's just good to know this information for when you're talking to your buyers and sellers. They want to know, how many times you get the question, how's the market? You got to know, how the market is. You be able to, talk to them. So, our job is to educate you guys so that you guys can go out and educate your buyers and sellers. So that's the, you got anything, Brian?
I can just say a couple things.
Okay.
So last night we had.
This is John. This is not for John. This is Brian.
So John and I work together. We cover all 4 offices together. We're covering all of Las Vegas for Epic. Last night we had a virtual home buyer seminar. That went really well. We had 20 agents and buyers on last night where we went through the entire mortgage process. So that would be a good class. We're going to do 1 virtual month, and we're going to start to sprinkle in person as business kind of picks up through the spring. So that'll be a good event to invite your buyers to where they can learn about the process, get connected with people that can help guide them through the financial part of the process. That's the most stressful part for buyers. is, do I qualify, what programs do I qualify, what credit score do I need, down payment, that sort of thing, and we can help guide them through that to answer those questions, to get them actually out there looking at homes with you guys.
So is this good for the agents to attend, or should it be agents and buyers?
So I would recommend it in a way that agents attending, if they're not familiar with like a lot of the loan programs, so the same way where you're speaking the language and the knowledge on the listings, you want to be able to communicate some of that stuff. Obviously, you're not going to be an expert on 925 loan programs, but you can at least be familiar with the material so that you can communicate it in a knowledgeable way to your clients, so that they know that you know what you're talking about and can connect them to somebody that is an expert. And that's where we kind of take over.
Awesome.
And so it'd be a good idea to do that in connection with your buyer so that you can have a follow-up conversation with them to get them jump-started into the home search process.
Cool. Do we have a date on the next one?
John, so we just finished that one. John will get us a new date for the virtual, and then we'll have some in-person stuff coming up as well. So I'll share that at the next sales meeting.
What's going on with rates?
Uh,
We all want to know.
I thought I was gonna get out of here. So Mortgage Bankers Association just released their forecast through 2027, and unfortunately, rates aren't coming to save us. So that was actually something that I posted about on social media yesterday. They're only forecasting rates to go down, to fluctuate between 6.4 and 7 over the next 2 years. So that means don't expect that to save your business. People are still buying houses. They expect new starts to still go up on new construction. They expect home sales to still go up, so all of those appreciation to still go up. So people are still buying, people are still refinancing, people are still out there buying new construction homes. So get out there and get business, but don't expect the rates to be the saving grace, unfortunately.
I like that. Rates aren't gonna save us.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, it doesn't mean houses aren't selling. We still need to get out there and sell houses, but don't expect the rates to go down into the 4s, even 5s.
Yeah, we kept having this kind of mythological, you know, rates are gonna get back into the 5s, rates are gonna get back into the 4s.
The whole marry your house and date your rate, it didn't work out that way.
I mean, they're still trending down, so those buyers still have the opportunity to refinance, or they will over time, but it's not gonna be that huge drastic drop where you see this huge surge, because like during COVID where rates dropped to 3 1/4, we're not gonna have that type of volatility and fluctuation.
Awesome.
Or at least it doesn't appear at this point.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything changes day to day in this business.
Yeah. Any questions for Brian? Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, where's Anthony?
We have Brad.
Huh?
We have Brad. We have Brad and Jocelyn.
You guys wanna say anything? No?
I-
Everybody, this is Brad. Brad's an escrow officer,
You're welcome.
extraordinaire.
There is one thing that's been sticking in my craw recently. My name is Brad Murray. I've been with Rock Title for 20 some odd years, whatever. Been a while. But make sure you know who your sellers are. Okay, we had a deal where a daughter wanted to sell her property, and the agent did all this work, so much work on the property, or to get it sold. Gets to escrow, RPA's in, we find out that there's 2 more people on the property. So we go back to the agent, who are these 2 people? Agent doesn't know. Turns out to be mom and dad. Mom and dad put a lot of money in this property, and they have a really, really strong opinion about whether or not this property is sold. So we had to kill the deal within the first 2 days of opening. Also, we've had properties that are in LLCs. The LLC owns the property, but who manages the LLC? Is it 1 member? Is it 2 members? Is it 5 members that all have to sign together? Make sure you know who these people are. Because if one person wants to sell the property, but the other 4 members don't, then you got a problem. So make sure you know who your sellers are. If it's a trust, there might be 2 trustees, there might be 3 trustees. 1 trustee might be able to sign for themselves, but it depends on how the trust documents are drawn. That 1 trustee's got a very, very strong opinion about them being able to sign for themselves, but it matters how the documents are drawn, okay? So this is the stuff that we check out. Don't let it get to RPA before you know this stuff, you know?
So, aside from communication with your client,
Yeah.
a prelim will help with that?
Not necessarily. We won't see, like, for trust documents and LLC documents, we won't see those documents until the seller sends them to us. I don't know how they set up their trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we trust them. Don't trust them.
Yeah. That's all I gotta say, don't trust me.
I have a question
Yes, sir.
for you. Are you also a farmer?
Am I a farmer?
Yeah.
He's a ranch hand.
No, but I was raised in a ranching
But
community, so.
he's a great escrow officer, so, and a great, you know, he'll answer any questions for us, and he's just a really good resource.
You guys can all have my cell phones too if you want it. Any other questions? Good.
Sounds good, man.
Thanks, Brad.
Got anything?
I have some upcoming classes. One's on the board here. It's just gonna recap everything that Rock Title has to offer marketing wise. Everything from the platforms we have for you guys to leverage, in addition to all the materials that we're able to provide for you guys, whether you guys have listing presentations, open houses, buyer consultations. So definitely check that out. Also, last week we had a fantastic one-suite and CRM class and a customizing your website class. I'll also be hosting that down in the Green Valley office next week on Tuesday. I'll be after their sales meeting, so definitely make sure to stop by. I'd love to see you guys all there if you guys couldn't make it last week.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, and then there's a handout, just sort of, it's like a brush up on what I was gonna touch on. These are the physical materials we can provide for you guys, whether you guys have buyer consultations, listing presentations, or open houses. You can feel free to request those kits from me. We'll be able to provide those for you for whatever situation you guys have arise.
Awesome. Thanks, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, thanks for being on time.
Traffic, right? Traffic.
Everybody has a good.
All right. Let me go back. Ray, come on in. Everybody, this is Ray with Zippy Show.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Good. Sorry we were late. The 95 along with Buffalo was pretty terrible as well. We have a quick presentation for you guys today, kind of last minute, but it's a good one. Thank you so much for having us here today. We really appreciate it. My name is Ray. I'm the sales manager for Zippy Shell Moving and Storage. This is George Duran, our operations manager. We're thrilled to speak with you because real estate and moving go hand in hand, and we truly value the relationships that we have built and cultivated with real estate agents and brokers like yourselves. Now, let's be honest, moving is one of the most stressful things a person can go through. That's why our motto at Zippy Shell is moving sucks, we don't. Our goal is to take the stress out of moving for your clients so that you can focus on what you do best, helping them to find their dream home. Question?
You do a little out of state move too?
Yes, yes. We specialize in 3 core services. 1, local moves, whether your clients are moving across Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson, or the surrounding areas, Summerlin, Pahrump, or Boulder City. We can ensure a seamless transition. 2, cross-country moves. If your clients are heading out of state, we've got them covered too. Whether they're we handle long distance moves all across the country except for to Hawaii and to Alaska. Anywhere in the continental United States, we can take care of it. 3, storage solutions. We offer secure portable storage options for clients who might be between homes or just need a little extra space. What sets us apart is our commitment to providing a reliable, stress-free experience. Moving is more than just transporting a few boxes. It's about giving people peace of mind during an overwhelming process. That's why we built a team of experienced professional movers who go above and beyond and pay close attention with care and precision. We also pride ourselves on our flexibility and our customer-first approach. Things don't always go as planned in real estate. We all know that. Whether maybe closing gets delayed on your client's new home, or maybe their home just isn't ready yet. No problem. If you need storage for a few days, weeks, or even months, or have a last minute schedule change, we'll work with you to make it happen. And for you as real estate agents, we want to make partnering with us easy and rewarding. We offer a 10% discount for agents and brokers who refer clients to us. A seamless communication process. You'll have one point of contact to keep everything running smoothly, me. And above all, We're here to help you maintain your reputation as a trusted professional by delivering exceptional service to your clients. We've had the privilege of working with some incredible partners, from individual homeowners in the Valley to commercial partners like the students of UNLV, KB Homes, and Resorts World Hotel and Casino, and the Fontainebleau Hotel and Casino. These partnerships have taught us the importance of reliability, efficiency, and professionalism, no matter how big or small the job. We know you're all busy, and we appreciate the time you've taken to hear about us. My goal is to make your life easier by giving your clients the kind of moving experience they'll thank you for. If you have any clients in need of a moving or storage solution, or if you would just like to learn more about how we can work together, I'd love to connect with each and every single one of you. I have some business cards with us. We have some flyers. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to working with every single one of you.
Awesome. And there's donuts out there. You guys can have the donuts after. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
And also let you know that Cuba, you know that guy, right? He used them when he moved out of state. So there's a little testimony. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that being said, I would like to introduce Dawn Young-Cruz. And she was here a couple of years ago and talked a lot about, your business and LLCs and, all that fun stuff that's really, really important in running your business. Because let's face it, you guys are running a business, right? Hopefully you're running it like a business. So with that, welcome, Dawn.
Thank you so much, Mark. As I'm dropping the papers, to the left first. And Starbucks. How's everybody doing this morning? Also, now I'm dropping everything. The coffee hasn't kicked in yet. All right, so how's everybody doing this morning? Awesome, well, it's great to be back. Yes, a lot has changed. Can you believe it? We're already into 2025. And guess what opens in 4 days? Tax filing. So, I have grown since the last time I've been here, but one of the biggest things is we want to help you stop waiting to create your success, whatever that is, to start winning, because you did not start your business to be wildly mediocre, right? You want to have the legacy. I jokingly tell people that I have made a business so that I did not have to clock a 40-hour work week. However, as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, what happens? We work 80 hours. I jokingly tell my family and my friends, I said, I don't have a job, I have a lifestyle, because I get the choice. So, a few things we're gonna talk today. This is actually Elliot, he's our Chief Canine Officer. He is the one that is my slave driver, my German Shepherd. But we're gonna talk about how to gain more confidence in your financial decision as a business owner. Especially streamlining your financial processes and efficiency. Who has all of their accounting ready for 2024 completed? Almost. Almost is what happens. It's like, I'm almost pregnant. Doesn't happen. The way you can be able to make better decisions is having real information. So we're gonna talk about how to make that and what is also driving that. And then we're gonna talk about how to align your finances to your professional and business goals. You all have goals. Write down on that piece of paper you guys have that looks like a spreadsheet. I want you to write at the top of that, what is your financial goal that you want to earn by the end of the year? Is it 100,000? Is it 50,000? Is it 200,000? What is that gross that you are going to get deposited in your account from real estate? Or all of your avenues together. Because I'm here to say that we can't get where we want to go unless we know where we want to go. It's kind of like going to the airport and saying, all right, you pack up everything, you walk to the airport, and it's like, where am I going to go? What are you going to pack when you go if you don't know where you're going to go? So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, okay? So just a little bit about me. I started my first business actually at the age of 15. However, my first legitimate business, we'll call it, was 18 years old. And I share this to show that I am not just your one-hit wonder entrepreneur, business owner in that. I actually was born into an entrepreneur family. My grandfather was in the real estate world. He used to run all of the rentals up in Big Bear Lake. So growing up, I was around that environment. The rest of my family was wantrepreneurs. So I ask you, are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business owner? Or are you a wantrepreneur? A wantrepreneur, though, is that person that is, I want it, but what are you willing to do to get to it? What's holding you back from making that phone call, or making that sales call, or making that open house information, things like that. It starts as a driving force inside of you. 2004, I went to Cal State Fullerton. Yes, I moved from California, but I was before it was cool to come to California. But I have a Bachelor of Science in Trauma Lesson Development. People ask me, why did you go from teaching to accounting? I said, well, when I work with business owners, they act like my 8-year-olds did in second grade when I was student teaching. However, I approach the financial world now from a business behaviors, that is driving us in our mindset and the actions that we take. It directly correlates into what's in your bank account. The other is that some of you, has anybody heard of NLP? This is where I brought in a lot of the human behavior, neuro-linguistics programming. So I have a trainer certification in NLP and integrated timelines. So looking at the business mindset of how human behavior directly correlates into our financials. I'm sharing this not to share like, hey, this is what I've all done. It's to give you the understanding that we're not just your bean counters. We're not just the education arm that's gonna sit here and tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that. We wanna be able to help create the shifts that happen in your business so that you can create the success that you desire, dream of, and deserve. And then in 2018, after all of that teaching, accounting, all that fun stuff, I became a QuickBooks certified Pro Advisor, an accounting certification, and now I am actually in my Enrolled Agent program that will be finished in this summer. I'm a certified tax professional, and now we're getting on EA. So I have a lot of knowledge, and I also have a lot of information of the how to. I've been in your shoes, starting a business. When you finish that real estate and you got that yay, you passed, you go down to the division, you pass your process, all that fun stuff, how did you feel? Excited? Okay, do I need to bring in the sugar? We might bring the donuts in, no. That excitement, right? I'm now in business for myself. It's a little scary though, right? I'm here to say Mark's not your boss. You are. So, does anybody relate? Who feels lost in the business, in that financial, and I talk financial as money usually because that's what people correlate. Stress. Anybody stressed? Guess what? Stress is one of the number one factors in health to deplete your business growth. Lost and stressed becomes overwhelmed. Anybody feeling overwhelmed? It's been a little crazy, right? That overwhelm. We don't have to stay in that situation though. And by having the right processes, having the connection of your financial processes and also your goals, where do you want to go, align together, that overwhelm when the deal doesn't close or when there is a hiccup, as I like to call, there's no failure, there's only feedback. This is how we can get through those information or those pitfalls that happen faster instead of staying in that overwhelm. Everybody following? All right. So first thing, overcoming financial hesitation. What has you hesitating to already have your financial picture, your reports? What have you brought in money-wise, and what have you expensed out on a monthly consistent basis? What is holding you back? You can say.
The unknown.
The unknown, thank you. Maybe a little bit of fear and anxiety. So Mark and I was talking, actually, I worked for Disney for 11 years. The movie Inside Out, anybody seen Inside Out, has kids, right? It is the best depiction of what goes on in our heads, especially for entrepreneurs. It's like, switchboard, what's going on? Everybody feel every emotion at one time, right? It said it's okay to feel the feels. The fear and anxiety, the fear of the unknown, that hesitation of, I really don't want to know what I expect. Because what are people gonna think if I overspent or underspent? Yes, you can underspend in your business, or you make too much. I had a real estate agent, came to me December 15th. She was a part-time real estate agent. She was a teacher. Always did about 30,000 in sales a year. She closed a $1.5 million listing, which bumped her from about 30,000 to she was gonna end the year at $79,000. That's a huge difference of income when it comes together with her teaching. So we had to implement some strategies, LLC formations like you talked about, being able to process that information. But she was fearful because she didn't know what was gonna happen. And it was at the last minute that we had to make a shift. And then once we did that, her anxiety every year became lower, her overwhelm became less, and she wasn't out there by herself. Anybody relate? Kind of feeling a little stressed right now? Well, I'm here to say, it's okay. I also am here to say that, what type of business owner are you? Are you the one that puts your head in the sand and I'll deal with it later? I'm here to say, how many people file an extension? Right? It's always been we always file an extension. Filing an extension is just a personal way of saying it's okay to be a procrastinator. Because 90% of the time, those that aren't ready to file their paperwork in April, and I'm talking for tax side, because they don't have their reports ready, they don't have their information ready, they can't get that information, and then they wait till August, which is now 18 months after the beginning of that time. Do you remember what you ate for dinner last night? Then you're winging those results. How many of you feel like you're a hamster to your business? You're on that hamster wheel. Money's coming in and money's going out. Where am I gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel? Right? Sometimes we have to grin and bear it, and you gotta keep going. Dig down deep. But we also have to be the captain of your ship. And by you being here today, I applaud you of taking the time to show up for not only yourself, but also showing up for your business and your future. So, this is one of my favorite mantras. When you treat your business like a business, it will pay you like a business. When you treat your business like a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby. Do you think MGM has their financial reports done on a yearly basis at the end of the year? No, right? They have to know, test, and adjust. They have to be able to know when and where things are happening. It's the same thing for you as a business owner in that financial. When we can stop the hesitation of the unknown and what's holding us back to just get it done and get it done right, it allows you to now be able to really make educated decisions. Which takes us to our knowledge is empowering. It starts with the data. I talk about information in regards to your financial education, your financial processes. We talked about what's holding us back, the unknown. Well, the unknown could also be an overwhelm of where are the transactions, your bank accounts, your credit cards. How are you treating your business? Are you an LLC? Are you commingling business funds and personal funds together? Where is that data at? When we can get a clear picture of data, We can now create the information, which then can allow us to know, are your marketing efforts working? Where are dollars and cents going? Where is time going? All of these information which will allow us to be able to make better decisions. Does anybody have any questions? Am I scaring everybody? I got a head nod in the back. The biggest thing is here's the thing. Today, you were put here today to find out that there's a different side to the other story, to the other side of the story. We don't have to be fearful of the unknown. The first day is the first day that you step up and say, I can't do this alone. Us as women, sorry guys, we sometimes don't like to ask for help, or we can do it all ourselves. Well, here's the problem. When we try to put too many things on our plate, what happens is now things keep getting pushed down this pathway, pushed down the pathway. It's one of my biggest lessons. My biggest word for this year is delegation. Delegation and automation. Welcome to Michelle. So, and that was all coming from the knowledge of power of my business financials. I kept hitting the ceiling. Anybody feel that? That ceiling? I keep working harder and I'm like, what's going on? Well, I only have 100% of time to give. So a few things when it comes to business. How many people have heard that business is a game? It's a game of numbers. It's not a game of numbers though, it's a game of human behavior. How many phone calls are you making? How many listing appointments are you going on? How are you marketing? How are you bringing people into that? That directly correlates to what's in your bank account. The numbers though are nothing more, your financial numbers. How much money is in your bank account? How much cash flow? How much is in your pipeline? Does anybody know how much money is available in their pipeline? If somebody, you need to know your numbers. Numbers aren't scary. Numbers and data. Mark talked about the numbers of knowing listings and the market numbers, right? That gives us power. It talks to us. The same thing happens with your financial numbers. They talk to you. Your sales numbers talk to you. They're just a scorecard of what you have done over the last 120 days or longer. So you get to make the choice. Are you going to keep going down the same pathway? Or are you going to make a change? Because almost all things that we don't like in our business, we've caused ourselves. Whether it's the sales and the income and excitement or the lack of. And we get to make a choice to make the change. So our first takeaway, you have the choice. You have the choice to stay and keep doing what you're doing, or you have the choice to make a difference and change to make decisive steps to boost your confidence. Because how easy is it when you're making financial choices when money's in your bank account? When you know what is coming down the pipeline of closings on those deal dates, right? You know when those are happening, give or take a couple days usually, right? Being able to make that decision and have the confidence to when you are making a financial decision of an investment in your business or an investment in your personal life or something you've been working towards, you have the choice. The next biggest part is our financial processes. And this is the do part. This is the, all right. We have to identify where things are falling through the cracks. And it could be just not doing it or waiting to do it. What do they say about waiting? Putting something off till tomorrow. Have you ever found tomorrow in your calendar? Right? No, there's no tomorrow. There's only today. So a few things that you can do to streamline your financial processes. And this is maybe something you're already doing, something you've probably already heard. The question is though, are you gonna put it into action? Because not only is the financial process about getting the data, getting the information to make decisions, but it's putting the action into getting where you wanna go. So first and foremost, what's happened in the past is in the past. We can get that cleaned up. Start your accounting, record keeping and that for 2025 now. We're 23 days in. You can pull together 23 days and kind of remember what's going on and be able to create that system or work with somebody to help you get that system in place. So that then it takes the guessing game out of things. It's just easy to work on things consistently. The second is creating a plan or roadmap for expenses and income. In just a little bit, what you have printed out is our digital roadmap, Google Sheet, that I'm going to gift. You're gonna be able to download and get the digital file. It is an entire year calculated map that I have already pre-populated for real estate agents of income and then also the most common expenses so that you can have that information right at your fingertips. We're gonna go a little bit more in depth with that in just a little bit. Invest in a software that tracks your expenses. Mileage. How many people have MileIQ? That is I call it the tender for mileage for any business professional that is on the road. $69 a year. It's the best $69 expense you'll have because it will give you the data to back up how much of your driving is happening out in the system. Because I'm here to say the IRS is starting to track down on some things, especially in our solopreneurs, our self-employed, single member LLCs, things like that. So right in where you are, the service-based providers. Not to scare you, it's just giving you the tools so that you can have a very simple MileIQ. It's an app. It tracks your mileage, or tracks where you drive. Put your car in and literally write business, personal left, back and forth. You can divide it at the end of the year. You print out a report. Us tax professionals are nice and everything right there for us. The other part is who's on your team from a financial perspective. Is it an accountant? Is it a bookkeeper? Is it a coach, a mentor? I always say we, as our office of Team BYC, we are a full service business solution for financial management. Everything from bookkeeping, taxes, formations, and strategy. The reason is we do that is because we've become a partner. If your tax professional is only talking to you when you give them information, run. Because they don't care for the best of what your significance is. I love when my real estate agents are renting because they have expensed out everything on their business and they are not loanable on paper. There's other programs and things like that if you have a hefty down payment and a higher interest rate. However, there are strategies to be able to create you the success to become loanable, but also keep more money in your pocket. So, the first and foremost task is having an accounting software. Now, QuickBooks is one that we utilize. I actually have a program that is designed specifically with special pricing as a pro advisor for my real estate agents. It literally gives you the software, but not at the full retail price. I get it at a discounted rate and I pass it on with you as you are in our ecosystem. FreshBooks Accounting is another similar and Wave. Here's the thing, when you have it in a software, Excel, Google Sheets is great, however it is only as good as what you put in it. And this is where we can only put in, or I see individuals that will only put in what they want to see. It's the rose-colored glasses. So if we have the true actual of what's happening, and then I use the roadmap, which is the analysis part of what's actually happening and what we plan to happen. The other big part is your CRM system. When it comes to financial systems, people go, well, what is a CRM system? And I think if I'm correct, I believe you guys have a client management system for the company, which is fantastic. Because here's the thing, how many times do you have Post-it notes and this and that and everywhere and all of that? If you were hit by a bus today, delete, distort, that's not gonna happen. What would happen to your buyers or sellers? What would happen to your pipeline? What would happen if you didn't have it in that software or or in that system that somebody could pick up and help. Right? So that you can keep your business continuing. So these are just a few. Hello Hero, Less Annoying CRM. Yes, there is a company called lessannoyingcrm.com. It's like $10, $15 a month. But if you don't have something, I share this with people because they may not have a company that invests for them to have a software that we need to have in the system. The slave driver again, gotta have the slave driver. The question is also in your financial processes is to know what the right numbers are. Goes back to having the software. Go back to understanding what income is coming in. How many people know how much they closed last year in sales? Raise your hand. It's okay. I'm like, do I have to start? I think I need to bring the candy next time. Income. We have to know what is coming in. We also have to have that information to be able to project for the next year. Do you just wildly go, okay, what am I gonna do? I had you write down, who wants to share what they put for their number?
For the new year?
For the new year, for this year. What do they wanna close? Or that dollar?
I don't know what the close will be, but I want 100K profit. That's
100
profit.
net profit, perfect. So one of the things is we have to know what is your expenditure to be able to work backwards so that we can now get that total dollar amount for the growth. Okay? So you see how we have to be specific. When we're ambiguous, our brains are incapable of processing ambiguity. I want more money. Great, I'm gonna hand you a penny. You now have more money. Brain's like, great, thanks, check that off. But was that what you wanted? We have to be specific in what we're looking for. And our numbers of understanding what the right numbers are, not what we think is happening. I'll share I had a client that when they were running their office pre-COVID, they thought their expenditures was about $25,000 a month outside of payroll. Once we started tracking every single thing in a software, both business and personal, his office expenses were $40,000 a month. I heard the air just come out of the room. 15,000, and he was just robbing, line of credit, this, that, money was coming in, money was going out. He was making $250,000 and was living paycheck to paycheck. We were able to now see where money was going. He had three memberships to the same type of software and wasn't even using any of them because they were the auto subscriptions. How many people have signed up in Hulu? I did this for 3 months. I thought it was signed up in one email, went somewhere, signed in, and realized, I'm like, why is it not working? So I was like, oh, I must have, my credit, because I had just had my credit card compromised. Signed up again, but used a different email, so I had 2 Hulu accounts running at the same time. How many times has that happened to you? Where you sign up for that trial and then you put your credit card in and you forget about it, and all of a sudden $9.99's here and $10.99's here and $29 is here and this yearly here. When we know and we're looking at the numbers and the data, we can see where those bleeding things are happening. Your profit and loss goes back to understanding where your numbers are. Your business profit and loss, financials are not for taxes. I want you to understand the fear of the unknown. Your taxes, your tax filing, is nothing more than a Cliff Notes version of what happened the year prior to the government. It's a summary story. How many people in school, and I know I might be dating myself, that you didn't read the full book for the book report, you wrote the Cliff Notes, right? That's really what your tax return is. Doesn't tell you the full picture, but it gives you enough to give it. You can't make really educated decisions on it, but it gives you an okay picture. Being able to have, where is your income? How much is your income coming from, if you notice on the spreadsheet? How much is coming from listings and how much is coming from buyers? If it all goes in, we need to know where our effort's going. When you take the information and put it into data, it allows us to talk back to us I made $100,000 in sales. Great, where did that $100,000 come from? I have no clue. I know how much comes from bookkeeping. I know how much comes from taxes. I know how much comes from training. Where do you see the numbers coming from? The other biggest part is understanding the difference between an expense and an investment. There are times you have to invest in your business. There's times you have to invest in yourself. You are your business. I love when individuals say, I can't afford that. And it may be a training program. It may be a personal development course. And I say, are you worth investing in? Are you worth investing in for your business? And they're like, yeah. I said, are you the best of what you do? Yeah, right? You guys are all the best of what you do. There's plenty of business for everybody. And here's the biggest thing. We get to invest. We're not just spending. When you're investing in marketing, it's not an expenditure. It is an expense in the eyes of the IRS or business financials. However, you're investing in getting something in return, right? Where are you spending and investing? Your profit and loss and your financial statements are going to give you that information. Remember I said they're gonna talk to you. The question is, are you gonna listen? Or are you gonna put your head in the sand? So takeaway 2, we can't change the boat or put the puzzle together all at one time. We have to start with one piece at a time. So what is one new tool or technique that you're gonna handle or implement, if I could talk today, for your financial efficiency? Anybody wanna share? What do you wanna put?
I have Quicken, I just don't use it. So I think maybe I'll use it this year.
That's it. We have a lot of things, everything's right at our fingertips. It's just taking the action. Now we're gonna align our finances to our goals. Aligning your financial to your business goals. How many people here, by raise of hand, knows how much they need to run their business, hard expenses, in a month? Is it 1,000? Is it 5,000? Is it how many people know how much it takes monthly to run their household? Because here's the biggest thing. Your business is providing for your personal financials. Now you may have a part-time job, you may have something, other revenue streams coming in. We have to know where those building pieces are so that we can get to where we want to go. One of my favorite quotes, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. $100,000 net profit by the end of the year. I would even take it $100,000 net profit on my P&L as I look at it on January 10th. Really nail it down specifically and smart. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. How are we gonna get to that? Right? We talked about, is it 12 deals? Is it 15 deals? Where's your price point? What's your average sale? There's things that we can do to back it all in. However, a plan backed with action makes your dreams come true. And what I like to say is, if you dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. We are the driving force. So again, you have to begin with the end in mind. Where do we want to go? When you go to vacation, you know where you're going. And if you don't, good luck in packing, or you're gonna have 4 suitcases going, I've rent winter, summer, spring, you know that, right? Where are we going at with the end in mind? On the spreadsheet, I talked about knowing how much you're gonna spend. You'll see advertising and marketing. You'll see on the page, it is highly broken down. The more specific we know where money is going, the more specific we can be able to work backwards. You'll notice payroll, TC contractor, owner's wages, taxes, airfare, all of the fun things. Anybody have any questions? This is one of the easiest ways to know where your money's going from a real estate. Now, in the spreadsheet also, when you have this QR code to download it, what will also happen is you can add in specific things to yourself. There's about 15 open things, and you can add in more add in more rows. There is the QR code. I'm also going to, Stephanie has it on a handout. We're gonna be sending everybody the slides as well here today, so that you have all of this information, the tips and tricks and all that stuff. However, this real estate template, I have taken business owners going from paycheck to paycheck and really being able to understand where is their money going. I had an individual that said, well, I only need about $2,000 or $2,500 for my business. Well, then we started tracking every single thing that was in his business or personal items that are now tracked in your business. Your car payment, your gas. There are things that the business can provide, your cell phone, your internet bill. Those are ways that we can be able to create expenses for the business and leverage for the personal life. There's a lot of I'm taking an hour and 45 minute training down into 30 minutes, which I got 2 seconds. Takeaway 3, it's developing the financial roadmap. What is the plan? You'll notice there's a budget, or I like to call roadmap. There is a plan of where you're gonna spend. Doesn't mean you have to spend it, but it gives us an idea of where we're gonna go, because then you can say, am I going above or am I below? Doesn't mean I'm gonna go spend $100,000 because I had $100,000. But what realistically are you going to invest in planning for your business? So just to recap a few things, overcoming financial hesitation. What is personally holding you back? There may be something there that you don't even know, and sometimes you have to have that individual. We offer a free 25-minute consultation to kind of see what's going on. Where are those things that are holding you back, or maybe that just the fear of the unknown, or even just not knowing where to go. Streamlining your financial processes, that is one of our favorite things, is to be able to help individuals take off their plate the process of the accounting side, so that they can do what their dream, their desire, and their passion is. Out with people, making fun, having time with their family, and creating more revenue. And then aligning those finances to business cost. I'm gonna leave you with one quote. Choice is a powerful thing, and suffering is always optional. Where you are at today, if you are not 100%, it's a 100% I'm excited and where I'm at. We have the choice to make a difference and a choice to make a change. So with that, what was somebody's biggest takeaway? Biggest takeaway?
Choose to change.
Choose to change. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Business is a game of human behavior. I like that.
It's one of my favorites. When I was told that, I was like, oh, business is a game of, business is not a game of numbers, it's a game of human behavior. Perfect.
Can I ask what you charge for your services for someone who's not very big?
So it ranges. I do have a package for our real estate agents. For full service accounting, it starts at $200, and that includes the QuickBooks subscription. And then also, there's some other things with that. However, we do have a training coming up. I will share, we have postcards, Michelle will have those. It's our cycle stops here. This cycle that's going on, we can stop it. And we can help make that shift and change to master your money and master your life. I do have one scheduled tomorrow. I am offering a discount of to a $25 investment in yourself to really take you to the next level. We also have one on February 21st. And so we have that information, but I'll be here after for answering any questions. I want to thank Mark for the time, and if anybody else has any questions. Okay.
Thank you so much, John. Really
You're very
appreciate that.
welcome. Thank you. anytime, and because of the real estate background I have, there are so many people that in this industry just kind of fly by the seat, or they're like, I don't know. And so I'm on this crusade to really bring more information from a financial management side to the real estate profession, here in the Clark County area and across the nation, because you guys are what's driving our process, and if you're not here and you're not happy, it's not gonna have more sales, so.
So remember, you guys are business owners, you're running a business, so you gotta treat it like business. So with that being said, remember, no matter how you slice it, greatness is a choice. Let's choose to be great business owners. Thank you.
Thank you.